everyone. Me and Kate are going to talk to you about a little bit about open source and freeware. Basically, there are terms that you might not think you're not familiar with, but you actually use them all the time, every day. If you're a Mozilla Firefox user, you're open source and freeware all the way.
All right, this is Mr. Stallman. He's basically one of the first advocates of open source free software movement. He created the Free Software Foundation to enforce open source, so anyone can use it, but they have limitations how much you can use, and also the GNU project.
The GNU project was founded September 27th, 1983. It was completed in 1992, and basically the goal behind all of this is to build awareness of open source, political campaigning, and distributing open source software, just so that everyone can use it.
The Free Software Foundation basically works to find and solve legal and structural issues for open source programs and the free software community, and also holds copyrights to the GPL and enforces it when copyright infringement occurs for programs that are open source.
If you have a GPL or GNU license, you have basically 4 rights. Right number 1 is that you can run the program for any purpose, whether it's educational, personal, or professional. Number 2, you can study how the program works and adapt it to your own personal needs.
Right number 3 is that you can redistribute the open source programs to other people so they can use it too. And right number 4 is you can also improve a program and release those improvements to other people so they can use those improved programs.
So that leads us to something that's called proprietary software, which is basically a complete opposite to open source. Why? Well, basically, this type of software is licensed for exclusive usage rights by a manufacturer. And you can buy it, you can use it however you want, for as long as you want to, but you cannot modify it.
Open source, on the other hand, anyone can use it, anyone can modify it and give it to other people. And examples of this include Mozilla Firefox, Thunderbird, and the Audacity music player.
This leads us to one of the most popular open source softwares we know today. It's Linux. It's an operating system just like Windows or Mac. And even though it's open source and you can just go online and download it, it's still one of the most widely used that we know today.
Also, Apache is the most widely used HTTP web server today. People use it to access web pages or pictures or information by accessing the web server. And
again, Mozilla Firefox, one of the most popular internet browsers in the whole world. It's actually the second one most used by computer users today. It's just a web browser just like Safari or Internet Explorer, and it's also open source software.
Other popular open source applications include OpenOffice, which you can use to access Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, or PowerPoints, and also MySQL, which people use to store large amounts of data in a central database using that program.
The good thing is that there's different types. So we have Mirror Internet TV, so you go online, download a program, you can use it basically to watch online TV. We also have something that's called GIMP Graphics Editor. So if you're big into editing pictures and you don't have your computer or your Photoshop with it, you can go online and edit your graphics online.
Similar to open source is shareware, which is proprietary software. People own it, but they give it out for free so you can use it on a trial basis. After a certain amount of time or through limited features, they force you to buy it.
We have WinRAR. This is an example. You might say, well, I have WinRAR and I use it all the time. It has no limitations. Well, if you actually open WinRAR next time, make sure you realize that there's a small window that will pop up that it will tell you buy now. In order for that to disappear, you have to buy it.
Another example includes LimeWire. Anyone can use LimeWire to download movies, download music, download TV shows, but to remove ads, you have to buy LimeWire Pro, which costs money.
Which leads us to another type of proprietary software called freeware. It's basically self-explanatory. It's software that is available to users for free. Okay, and users are not permitted to modify it, but you can use it for as long as you want to, however you want to.
An example of this is VLC Media Player. You can use it to listen to music or watch TV shows or movies, but you cannot edit the source code for your own purposes. You can only use it for what they intended you to do, which is look at media.
We also have Real Player SV, which is one of the newest media players we have. Real Networks just redesigned it, and it's been a success because they made a whole new appearance, and it also runs and plays tons of codecs, so you can watch like any video in it.
And our PowerPoint information and pictures came from the Wikimedia Commons and our emerged textbook.